Hey guys, Chris Chabre, Chabre's Hot Rod and Fab. Thanks for joining me on episode 2. In prepping for what will become episode 3, I realized that I was performing an operation that is second nature to me, but may not be to other people. Being that I buy the majority of my hammers and dollies secondhand, I usually have to re-metal finish them before I put them in the service, and that has gotten me into the habit of pretty much doing it every time I grab a hammer and dolly, whether it's just a minor touch-up with some Scotch-Brite or cleaning it with lacquer thinner, or grabbing one that I haven't metal finished yet, seeing if it'll work, and taking it start to finish. Now, in saying this is the way I do them. Some people don't take them as far as I do. Some people take them all the way to a mirror finish. So, there are many, many ways to do this. This is my way. So in saying that, let's get started. So as you can see, the surface on this is horrendous. Now, if you're going to do hammer and dolly work with this dolly, you're going to end up transferring all these imperfections into your project. Now, same goes with hammers. You can see as I walk it across the light, you can see how the light dances around, not in a straight line. Those are all imperfections. And this one even has rust in the craters. Now, these 3 items, these 2 hammers and this body dolly, have never been touched by me. These are as I bought them. Now, here is the goal. As you can see, as the light moves across it, the light line stays nice and straight. These 2 snap-on hammers are hammers that I bought. They were brand new, but I bought them from the original owner. Now, this hammer is my go-to hammer, so I kind of keep it in nice shape. Again, as I walk it across the light, you can see, how nice and clean it is. Now, you can use layout die. I don't have any with me. Years ago, this trick was shown to me by using a regular Sharpie. Matter of fact, that Sharpie right there. Throw it on the face of the hammer, and it works as a indicator or layout die. I do not use a grinder if I do not have to. I will hand file every face that I'm using. And here's another tech tip for you. Instead of buying expensive handles, buy a bunch of golf balls. I buy them, you can see them, 100 golf balls for $10 or whatever, the case may be. They fit nicely in your hand. You're not going to get stabbed by the tang, and it gives you something, I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but it gives me something nice and comfortable to hold on to. Sandpaper wise, if it's real bad, I'll start with a 60 grit like that. That toe dolly would definitely be 60 grit. Then I would work my way up, 80, 120, 240, etc. I've also gotten the habit of saving all of my interior remodeling sanding blocks. They're, soft, and they tend to work well for finishing. And I finish, my final step is I Scotch-Brite just to make sure that there are no edges or burrs. It just kind of gives the metal a nice even finish. Years ago, I bought this Wilton vise. It's small. I can clamp it to the bench. If I remove the two jaws here, I can stick a toe dolly in them and metal finish it, and it works well. This is an untouched heel dolly that I've never used. I have other ones that I do use, but I decided to just grab one that is unused. As you can see, the surface is far from perfect. Now, being that this is a consistent finish on this, I will not put Sharpie on it right away. I will use this finish to indicate my highs and lows and damage and work from there. Alright guys, here we go. So every once in a while you're going to see me go back and forth between sandpaper and files. You're also going to see, like you can see here, where it's starting to get shiny is a high, where it's not is still a low. That's why I threw some of the the Sharpie on it. It's just going to be back and forth until we're done. Another little tech tip, guys, files only cut one direction, not both. So if you're sawing away at it, you're actually damaging your teeth and your file. I'm going to move from 60 grit to 180 just to see how we're doing. Again, I'm using a block. There we go. Using a sanding block. This block I specifically use for finishing dollies and hammers. I do not use this one for wet sanding anymore. You'll also notice that I'm not trying to change the profile of the dolly. I am just trying to smoothen it out. I also radius my edges, give it a nice smooth transition into the face I'm working on. This way you don't have an edge that digs into the metal and causes a blemish while you're metal finishing it. Now you're still going to find some blemishes in this dolly. Keep moving forward with it until you're happy with the results. Now when I get to this stage, I can still see an imperfection here. I normally would go back with the file and take it back up. But being that this is a demonstration, I'm going to leave that there. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright guys, so we have a blemish here. We have a few deeper underlying issues, but this is nice and smooth. Now if I were doing this to put it into service, I would do some more work on it, but I think you get the idea. Now as I rotate it, you can kind of see, you know, some of the imperfections in here still. We've got a pot mark there, we got a pit there, but in feeling it, it is nice and smooth. Now, like I said, this would just be the beginning. I would take it further than this, but I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see, you know, what kind of job it is to refinish a body dolly. And here are the 3 dollies you will see in episode 3. So as you can see, this is not a hard job. It is just basically labor and some supplies. We'll do a hammer another time, but it's the exact same procedure. I use the same vise, I use the same block, the same, you know, file styles. Okay guys, so today's book recommendation is actually the same book that I had recommended in video number 1, but I didn't have it with me, so I figured I'd revisit it and, you know, let you guys actually see the book I'm talking about. It's Max Fisch's Air Suspension Design Volume 1, rear link type suspension. And if you're into suspension work and air ride and, you know, whatnot, it's a book you gotta own. All right, guys, get out there, get some old dollies, get some old body hammers, metal finish them. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.